button. Hello everybody. Couple people had asked, or I had said at the end of my stream this morning, that I was going to do kind of an index or a calendar, and this is the strawberry quart box that I was talking about, and you can get it at Michael's. It's about It's called Art Mind Simply Surfaces. I think it was like $1.29, but this is the sticker that was on the bottom. Okay. And today I just noticed when I went out that because I went to go to the hardware store because I needed to pilfer these for my other project, um, which I'll probably work on this week, but it's a paint chip skeleton. So I had to get the paint chips. But I've been thinking about this project for a little while. And I had shared with you guys this box. It's kind of like just slightly heavier than balsa wood. You could paint it if you wanted to. You could cover it with paper. And just also, as an aside, A2 size cards fit in it pretty nicely. Either top fold, you gotta stack them this way. But the dimension is it's 5 inches, 5 by 5. But your interior dimension is probably 4 3/4. So, Big Lots was having their 20% off your entire purchase sale, and as luck would have it, they had this stack of index cards for $2. So I paid $1.60 and I got 400, which you could do an entire year out of. Hey Mitz. They also had 4x6 cards that were $1. So what'd I pay? 80 cents. So for $2, about $4 in supplies, you could do this. So it's a good little card carrier, or a calendar. Now I had seen this on Pinterest a long time ago, a long time ago. And what they had done was they had used it as a calendar. So my intention is to cut these down. I'm going to have to probably take a 1/2 inch off. And then they will line up very nicely. And I'm going to separate them by month. And I'm going to use them twofold. I'm going to use them as a calendar, but also at work I have to track our statistics, basically, how many rooms we've sold and so forth. And it's very helpful to me to have year over year, so it can be a perpetual calendar for you if you like, as long as you don't put the days of the week. Or you could just do 7 cards, like another piece sticking up for the day of the week. So that's where you can get the stuff. I think I am going to paint it just because I've been painting today and it seems to go fairly quickly, and I'm just feeling this color. And this is nothing but deco art, craft paint. It's antique white. Okay. And the reason I'm painting it is because this is going to sit on my desk. I'm going to stare at it. It will bother me if it's, not completely done, so to speak. And this should take, one coat and done. So I'll just slap some on the inside. And guys, I wanted to say another thank you for thanking you for helping me. Boy, that was a tongue twister. For doing my bling box today. I'm really staring at it and I'm really loving it. And it's extremely useful. So if you ever are out at yard sales or Goodwill and you come across those cash boxes like I did, it's a perfect size. And it's so hot here today that this should dry in no time. So it doesn't really look like it's any different color, but that's alright. At least it'll look more finished. So there's the interior, and here we go for the exterior. I mean, if we want to go crazy and make it perfect, it probably needs 2 coats, but I'm not going to do that. I was thinking that this could be a good project for Graphic 45's A Place in Time stack, which I don't have, but it could be a good thing. I also have a card size calendar stamp. It's tiny. It's like a little bit larger than, it was the Amy Tangerine one. You guys remember that. Yeah, I've just been looking at it. I really like it. Did you guys like it? Bliss, did you like it? I had good help. Yeah, it turned out a lot different than it started out, but in a good way. Alright, so just a little bit of paint on the bottom. We'll let this dry a minute and then and I'll get it out and show everybody. Now, some folks weren't here. I posted to YouTube as well. Well, here's the finished product. This was literally a cashier's box that I got for $1 yesterday. And then I painted it. It was, if you look on the bottom, it was this ugly gray. At some point I'll have to paint that. So that's the front. This is the top. This is my little handle. That's the side. Here's the back. I'm going to have to put a little more gel medium on some of these. And then that side. And that was using a Tim Holtz ephemera pack, and some of the same, you know, antique white paint. And this is the wallflower paper stacks and ink. And then I have all my Prima ring inside because my book fell apart. But it has a nice catch and it does stay closed. I really like it. Some stamping at the behest of the ladies. So I thank you very, very much for all the help. And I will enjoy using it. I also have a Tim Holtz clock that I painted this morning, so who knows what we'll get into. I do have to cook dinner sometime tonight. So while that's drying, I'm trying to decide how I want to go about this. I mean, so I definitely know that there's 365 cards to cut down. Yeah, and I had another one. 5. So that's 350. One for good measure. So unfortunately these guys don't fit. But I'm going to start what I'm going to use to try and make this go a little bit quicker is my little portable guillotine. Otherwise I think I definitely would wear out a blade. So let's see. The only trouble with this is, like, that's 4. This is, there's no arm or anything. I think 4 would be probably easiest to line up. So let's play with 1 and see what we like. You could put them on their sides and they definitely will fit, but I want to write notes and have it viewable from the top, so I do need to trim these down. So actually 4 works pretty good. So that's what we're just going to do while we're waiting for things to dry. Yeah, that'll be nice. I didn't buy enough 4x6 mitts, but I have a plan for them. And who doesn't like to cut paper? I don't care. You know, doesn't bother me in the least. So someone was saying, I think it was Bliss, but they're a hairdresser, and you know, they have to put people's dye, hair dye, you know, recipes, I guess. I mean, that's another thing you could do with these. You could just do a little recipe box, you know, and however you want to divide it up. But I like, personally, me, I need the, you can do it alphabetic, you can do it by month, which is how I'm going to do it. And index cards are just a cheap, you know, way to go about it. There was somebody that was in the morning show that was a hairdresser that was saying that it might be a good way to categorize, you know, those recipes. I think it has a lot of uses. I think it can hold cards. I think it can hold, you know, data for work. I think it can be a calendar. I think it can be an address book, which I think I'm going to change mine to. You know, we did the lovely Rolodex card swap, and I still rely on a lot of those addresses. But, you know, this can get nice and fat. So, however you want to do it. Doesn't take that long to cut down. You can cover it in paper. You can cut it, you can paint it and cover it in paper. You can collage on it. You can do it however you wish. A Rolodex card would be no problem to fit in there too. You know, if you just kind of want to corral your addresses. You know, an index card's got a lot of, you've got room for blog, you've got room for, you know, phone numbers, any of that stuff. I have that Rolodex die. I really got to get this mat out from under here. This hump in the bottom from where I melted it is driving me nuts. Yeah, Carrie, what are you doing now? Are you still working with your family? I remember there was, you're still doing the catalog and stuff, or are you with your husband? It's nice to see you around. I know a lot of changes. Well, that's cool. I still use a Rolodex, a spinny one. I actually saw one when I was out. I use one that's like circular at work, and I just take business cards and, you know, staple them on. But I saw one the other day, you know, the kind that you dial up the number and you press the button and it opens up. I should have grabbed it. Uh-oh. These things are sent to test us, I swear. They're all going through it in their own way. Well, worry about the present. That's what I would say. Alright, so what I want to do now, I happen to dislike my handwriting. I'm not one of those people that has nice handwriting. I should have been a doctor in that regard. And that just comes from the amount of stuff that I have to sign. So I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think I have any stamps. I have dollar stamps. That would be small enough for the month. But I don't know if I have a full year. So what I might do is just print them off on the computer. I might cheat, but I'm going to take a look and see. I could swear that I had one set that was actually, you know, had all the months and the numbers and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, I think that if I have to handwrite it, handwriting is going to be the most proficient. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think in the one number, I have an alphabet set that I really like, and it's larger letters, but I think it's okay. Sorry, Carol. Headaches in the summer, I think, are worse. Whoa. This is a good little thing, though. Keith's having a back problem right now. And I am a sufferer myself on occasion, so that was part of the reason that I went out, was to get some patches and icy hot and that kind of stuff. I just finally got insurance at my new job. And hey, guys, I made my 90, which was great. I was very happy about that. Okay, making good progress. stuff is rolling around since these might be useful for something. I don't know about 300 of them, but almost down to the last good bit. Oh, I think I counted wrong though, because there was 400 cards in the pack. And I took the dividers to mean 50, and that meant 100. I'm like, why do I have so many left over? It feels a bit dry. See? Isn't that nice and organized? I love it. Alright, so this is 4. Okay, so this is the extra, and this is what I need to cut. Darn it. This stuff is flying off the table. Oh, and when I was at Big Lots, I was in the cosmetics section, and I found this. It's by TPC Studios. It says Clear Better, formulated for use with clear stamps. Crisp, clean impressions every time you stamp. So I don't know if it's you hit this, then you hit that. I don't know. I'm going to read it, but it was all of 30 cents, so I figured couldn't hurt. Have fun. I have to go and cook dinner too, so maybe if Jessie is done, you guys can go watch her and then come back, and perhaps I'll be finished, because this is like watching paint dry, I'm sure. But we've always said we'll watch anything. Has anybody else seen that? That TPC Studios Clear Better? I'd never seen it before. And it was in Big Lots. What could we use 1-inch strips of index cards for? Oh, maybe, you know what? Maybe what I could do is I could make an ink swatch tab. You know, punch a hole in it. It would fan out nicely. Put it on a loop. I mean, the back is plain. Actually, you can do the ink color here, and you can write the thing on the other side. Pretty cool. Not that I'm in need. I'll tell you what I'm really in need of is shelves. So I'm just going to make us some patty melts tonight. I recently started making them again, and we've been enjoying them, so have another one tonight. And I'm cutting these 3 at a time. Baking soda? I have one of those Clairsonic thingies. I try and use it about once a week, you know, really intently, and then I have various brushes that some are softer than others. I have very sensitive skin, so I have to watch it. But I like it. I have the ones for the body, too. You know, the brushes for the body. It's the only thing that gets the skin off my nose, you know what I mean? Like, oh, and I have another, well, beauty milestone. Remember when I took my nails off? Well, this is the first time in 20 years that all of these are mine. They're all my natural nails. So I was so ecstatic. They finally were strong enough. I know. I was pumped. Thank you. It's the first time ever that they've all been like the same length. So I just had them painted as French. All right, we're almost there. Let me take a little sip of tea. It took me, I figured it out. It took me 7 months, we'll call it, of wearing press-on falsies and treatment, and, you know, they weren't damaged, they just weren't thick enough. You know, like it took a long time to get them to come back. But what I used to do is I found this inexpensive brand of press-ons, and I had to get them to grow, so I would just stick a press-on on and go. And they, you know, actually people commented on my nails at that time, and I'm like, if you knew that they were press-ons, you would not be saying that. But when I went to the Diane Reevesley class, I had a full set of press-ons in. And the lady was like, oh, your nails are so pretty. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. But I cannot tell a lie. They're not mine. Mine are under there, but sure. I mean, I wasn't, you know, doing dishes every day and that kind of stuff when I was in California. But, you know, they were cheap enough. I would just, if one fell off, I'd just stick another one on. I had done that. One of the only times ever that I came up with a fungus was when Lisa got married. We were going to Las Vegas for her wedding. I went to a non-traditional shop, you know, not a shop that I would normally go to. And because, you know, I was under the gun, vacation and whatnot. And all of a sudden, you know, I had 2 nails that just started falling off. It was horrible. So I had to get through the wedding, and I wasn't going to pay Vegas prices because I was in a casino. So I went and got press-ons, and that's how I got through. Okay. Whoop, whoop. Not quite dry in the front. So we'll just use that as the first card. All right, so my thought was I thought I could use these 4x6 guys who are a little bit bigger. as my dividers. You legitimately could, but I was gonna do them in chipboard. There's only 12 of them. Well, let's see how this works out. Okay, so these are 3 by 4 now. So I think we're interested in 4 by 4. So I just gotta cut them down. Thought I was done. Oops. Yeah, that'll be a good size. Then what we could do, I mean, we can use this for a base if we want to, just to get the size. I was thinking I could do some different ones that were day of the week. Could do 7 more. And I think that'll look real cute in there. So, you know, you start with your January, and I'm just, you know, well, February, March, and so forth, right? And then on that day, if you wanted to, you'd have the month here. You know what I could do? If I cut it a 1/2 inch taller, 4 by 4 and 3 by 4. So if I did it these 3.5 by 4, they would be in between the month. You could have the day, and you could have the day of the week, and then you could have these all be your numbered cards. That's how it's perpetual. No, this is just a strawberry fat bushel basket calendar. You can use it for whatever you wish. So I think that's a good idea. So I've got the months, and then this will be the days. I'm not familiar with iCAD. Is it an index card a day? Alright, so first let's chop this down to 4. Then we'll turn it, and we'll do it to 3.5. Let's see how that works. Oh, perfect. That works out perfect. So when you're looking at your calendar, in the front, that's what you're looking at. I know it's hard to see with the light. Let's see. Hello, light. Here. So I've cut them So the tallest one would be the month, then the day of the week, then the day. So that totally works. Okay, so I think I might be done the cutting. I might be. So let's make sure I cut enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then this is your day, and then we should have 12 of the month. And run a marker across the top, a V. A marker. Yeah, you could totally do that. Okay. So now what I was thinking is that I mean, you could totally write it if you wanted to. And that's probably the most proficient, honestly. But, you know, we don't do anything easy. And I was thinking I had that tab punch too. And if you wanted to, you could, you know, it depends how crazy you want to go. You could do dividers that are chipboard. You could leave well enough alone. You could cover this completely with pattern paper, decorate, you know, the month. But I kind of like this idea of showing, you know, month, day, date across the top. And I gotta figure out what I want to do from that point on. I mean, I definitely need the months. So I'm thinking, well, I'm thinking about how I want the dates to display and if I would just want to handwrite them on there. I think I'll turn my attention to the actual box. And since we had such a good time with the, I mean, you could stencil this. You could do so many things. Kind of like the collage aspect. Yeah, I think you could totally do that on the months. I was thinking of, you know, like the outside. Because, you know, in these paper pads, they have the smaller size. I wish he gave you two. Oh, he does. Here I am cussing him. Do I have a number stencil? No, I might. Oh, I might. It would be. Seed packets. It's, you know, it's all, you can take this and run with it. I mean, there's just so many great applications for it, I think. And I think in my case, I'm not going to collage it, even though I did like how that turned out. I think I'm just going to cut panels and attach it. And I'm stuck on that piece of paper. I just really like it. So, it seems like to me it is straight, but it looks like it might not be. It's 2.5 by 4.25. Oh, we need some gel medium or some tape or something. So this one's ever so slightly bigger. So let's play it by ear. Yeah, I love it. So, what did I say? But this ticks me off, right when you're taking it out of your pad. When you're taking more than one, it just rips. Two and a half by 4.25. 2.5 by 4.25, and I'm going to have to shimmy it. Alright, so let's see what this gets us. Yeah, see, it's gonna have to be trimmed, so we don't want that to be the front because that's where the seam is. And well, we've got a glue brush in this gaping hole. I think it's from the weight. Stick a little gel medium in there and pray for the best. And if not, if it's no good, then we'll just deal. Yeah, see. And I did it 2 1/4 and I didn't need to. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim it because it all seems to be slightly big. So I'm gonna take one and I'm gonna start it, and I'm gonna take an 8. What? Oh, I cut it all the way to the bottom of the box. Okay, so that's my problem. So I need to cut it to 2 1/4. So let's try that first. Much better. 2 1/4 works. Okay. I like that much better. And then, since every other thing seems to run, but the stays on, yeah, that's cute. That's real cute. What do you think? Just cover it with paper and some trims, and if I glue it on, if I find some ephemera like I did before that's relevant, I can just pop it in there. You just kind of want to give this a background. That's because it is not a real strawberry box. Our strawberries come in cardboard ones, This is one I bought at Michael's for about $1.29, and it's made by Art Minds. It's balsa wood, and I did paint it. Alright, so I think I want that on the front. And the ones that we get now are like plastic and they're mesh, and they're not cute at all. I like this so much, this size of something so much, that I just might have to go back and get some more and then construct something for my supplies out of it. I wish that there was like, I've been wanting to do a hotel mailboxes and then put that on the front of my desk here, you know, for a long time. But I did want them out of wood, which is, you know, I could construct it out of chipboard, but I want it to be able to take the weight, you know, like I've seen, you know, you can buy shoe racks and, you know, all that kind of stuff, but I've looked, I've only found, you know, I've found metal ones only on occasion. But I'd really like to find some. And with all these casinos closing, you know, I want it to be vintage, and I'm always looking for them in, like, you know, just different shops. And all right, so there it is. Here's the front. The basics. I like that as the front. And then these cards can go in. These can be the months. This can be the days. So I thought I had oh, and I happen to have this little trim. Well, that'll be cute, won't it? Oh, I love it. Right around. Yep. Yes, ma'am. I like that. So I could put that like right around, and I could run a, oh, that'll be so pretty. But I'm wondering if there's anything else we want on the basket itself. Yeah, there's been Atlantic City has been in the news quite a bit lately because there are casinos that are closing. And there are some that are definitely closing, and then there are others that are rumored to be closing. And it's a very, very... This guy? You know, like, do you like this? I was thinking kind of like that, and then a row of pearls. So, of course, close to 8,000 people are going to be out of work by the end of the summer, which is, you know, we're going to be in a horrible, horrible economy. Why are they closing? Different real estate transactions. The city is just, you know, there's too much competition. What do you think? Are you thinking ribbon here to cap it off? I mean, I could do that. I just have to find some... Do I have any silk ribbon that's wide enough? Or close enough in color? Or I could put some tape along the side. Here? Murda! Are you I don't know where you're talking about, Mitz. Are you talking about the top? Or are you talking about here? I think I'm going to put this down anyways. And then, because I think it's just the right size. I was thinking to kind of like cap it like this. I've been missing you too, Murda. I was just talking about some of our trips today. Well, I'm going to do the lace too. But I think it needs to be a finished edge. Because I know I would get a splinter. You know, it's just that you'll see. I'm just going to go for it. I was just talking about some of our adventures, Murda. Do I have a darker one? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. This one's my favorite. And I get it at AC Moore. It's $1 stuff. Okay. I also have this, which is a little bit darker. And I have music, but that crap does not stay ever. And let's see, what else do I have? I have some Seven Gypsies that's like goldish, and I have this little measuring one in black. I have these two. What do you think? And I have Subway, and I have Damask, and I have some. Yeah, it's either, and I have plain brown. Let me see what this looks like. What do you think, Mitz? You want it under something like that? The larger one. Oh, well, what if I were to put this ribbon all the way around, and then put this over the top, and then a row of pearls? Do you think this is too small? Oh. Well, you want this? You would like this better? The words and stuff? I don't know how it'll show up. If I could get it started, we could find out. Alright. This is like gold. And it's like print. Okay. Because that's gray. I don't know how that's going to look. But it's all just tape. And it sticks. So now that's what we've got. And that's trapping the edge. So let's see how that looks. I still like this ribbon. I might have a spot for this too. Oh crap. But you guys got to be careful with this if you get this, because it's separating right here. See that? And I barely touched this sucker. So it might be some hot glue to the rescue. I mean, thankfully it's not something that you're going to disturb all that much. Alright, so I'm just going to put some score tape down. That'll be for the pearls. Or, yeah, I like that gray. And then this could be for the gray. I don't know how to say the name of that lace. It's Gumpire, Gup, I might have to put a bottom in this. So that doesn't continue to separate. I don't like it. I know it's made of balsa wood, but it should stay together because I want it to. Come on, I'm a Jersey girl. I told it. I told it so. You know how bossy we are. Okay, I think that's pretty. And then, yeah, look at that. Gel medium wouldn't do it. What's going to do it? E6000, probably. Hot glue. Let me pull this tape backer. Sorry, I'm off screen doing this because I have to do it this way. Because I'm a weirdo. But I'll be done in a minute. It's just easier to hold it on my lap. Okay, so I've got to do some fixing here, but we've taken it pretty far. Now it's at least pretty to look at. And we've cut all the cards. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to cut a chipboard base. And I think I'm going to put a chipboard base on it, on the bottom. And perhaps that will help. What about red line tape on the bottom edge and then run the gray ribbon around it? You want more of that? White glue, okay. Well, yeah, I could do a little hot glue there. Ollie. Alright, let's see. I got Crafter's Pick. Does that count? It says it's the ultimate. The ultimate what? Pain in my booty? Ooh. I don't think I have any. All I've got is Scotch Quick Dry as far as a wet glue, because that's all I've been using. I think that one is completely dried out. And then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to flip it over. Because I was like, you know, I need something heavy. Well, the cards are heavy enough. And just keep it on that side and see what happens. Okay. Okay, so there is our day cards. I'm just going to show you guys. That's what I did on the, as far as the decoration goes. Then we have our month cards. And then we have our day of the week cards. And I've cut them so you can stack them. So the next portion will be, pardon me, the next portion for me will be to create some month dividers. And you know, I can look for holiday type images. I can keep going. Tim feet? Yeah. They're such a pain in the ass to put on. That's not going to stay there. But you can turn this into whatever you wish, and that's just what I wanted to show you. You know, it'll hold cards, it'll hold... Cards is probably a better idea because it's not as heavy, but you know, you can make yourself a calendar pretty simply. I mean, I have some Timmy feet. I'm pretty sure I do. I can take a look and see. They're right here. But I think it might be time for me to go cook dinner. And then all of your offcuts, you can do what we said. You can make swatches for your inks, or, you know, put them on a ring, whatever. Now, they did have these, and because they were 80 cents, I bought them. And these are alphabetical dividers. You would have to cut them so they would fit in here. But if you wanted to do a little Rolodex, this is a very easy way to do it. No, I didn't. Keith's back is out, so, you know. So that's my take on the Pinterest. I pinned it, now I made it deal. And, you know, maybe we'll just keep going. I just kind of want to let this sit a minute and let it harden, you know, let the glue dry and all that good stuff. And then I do have another one over here. But, you know, there's a million ideas of what you can do with this. It can become your Rolodex. It can become, you know, something to remind you of things. You can store your cards in it. Whatever you wish. So I'm going to excuse myself and go feed Keith, who's not feeling too well. And so Jess, is Jess around? Has she done her housework so she can and you can write the numbers on, you can stamp them, you can do whatever. But, you know, everybody has something different to catalog. You could do this and make it an index for your stamps or your punches. You know, you could punch out things, you could put it on there, whatever you want to catalog. I think it's really great. Very inexpensive if you go the index card route. Yeah, so I'm going to cook, make dinner, come back, probably play with it some more. So Jess is going to go make some cards if anybody would like to join her. It's must_love_paper. So thanks very much for joining me again today, and I'll see you real soon. Bye everybody.